Good evening. Om Tat Sat. Welcome to all. Shall we listen to a story now today? We are listening to stories on the name Bharata. There was mention of the third Bharata, the sage Bharata, who initiated Natya Shastra, the science and art of dance and drama. He is supposed to have lived 2500 years back, and the first drama that he enacted, that drama was staged in the court of Sri Indra Sabha, Devendra Sabha. The theme of the drama was Devasura, the struggle between the Dev and Asura. Devasura Sangram. Yes, our Veda has the content, rich content, based on which very interesting dramas could be written. The conversations, various conversations in dialogues in the Veda, Rig Veda, dialogue between Yama and his wife Yami, Agastya and Lopamudra, Pururava and Urvashi, and similar dialogues provide the content for very interesting dramas. So we can say he took the content from Rig Veda, he took the emotions, the action from Yajurveda, he took music from Samaveda, and the emotions, Bhava, from Atharva Veda. So his effort was a mix of music, decoration, dramatization, and all. It is said he initiated the whole Natya Shastra, the science of dance and drama, and taught that to his own children, his own sons. That was Bharata Muni. And we continue with this tradition. All the dancers, they worship Nataraj, the dancing Shiva, as the Lord of Dance, and Bharata Muni as the Adi Guru of dance. Now today let us talk about a fourth Bharata. Bharata, he was the eldest among 100 sons of Rishabhadev. This story is found in Bhagavatam, in Vishnu Puran, and also in Jain scriptures, Adi Purana of Jain, because they also start from Rishabhadev. So this Bharata was the eldest son, Rishabhadev was the king. He quit kingship and became a mendicant sannyasi. He quit into the jungles. This Bharata Raja, he became the king, ruled over the nation for well over 1,000 years, and then he took Diksha of Vanaprastha, moving into the jungles. So he lived there in a hermit, in a hut, and continued with his meditations and all efforts to know self and emancipate self, realize Brahma. So he lived a very pure and noble life, of an austere life in the jungles. Towards the end of his life, there was one incident that changed the course of his life. He was in his hermit, his hut, on the banks of a river. There was one deer, mother deer, pregnant, and she was drinking waters from the rivers. Then there was a roar of a tiger. Maybe the tiger was about to pounce on the deer. The deer was frightened, instantly frightened, and it instantly took a leap across the river. But its legs, its feet slipped, and it fell flat on the river bed and gave birth to the cub. What do you call in English for a cub of a deer? Calf of a deer, calf. And the mother deer was dead in the process. Now Bharat was watching all this. He felt pity for the calf. His compassion was arose, and he took the deer calf from the river, took it on his lap, served it with milk, gently packed and patted the deer calf, and gradually he started spending whole of his time with the deer calf. Not only the external actions, his mind was filled with thoughts on the small animal, just born animal. He used to worry, how will that survive in this crude world? Where should it find its food? Who will protect it? And with his mind filled with thoughts of that deer, he left this world. He died. Just as Gita says, Yam yamma pismaran bhavam tajatyante kalevram tam tamevaiti kaunteya sadatad bhava bhavitah. The last moment at the end of the life, whatever thought is filled up in your heart, in your mind, when you leave the body, the soul, the jiva, goes in search of an environment, a body, a family, which is decided by this emotion at the moment of death. So he was filled up with thoughts on deer. So he took birth as a deer. One who could have attained a liberation merged with Brahma, he just slipped and he had to take birth as a deer. Arjuna asked Sri Krishna, what happens to the one who is distracted from his path of yoga, who falls for a trap and discontinues his path of yoga? Sri Krishna says he gets the results, fruits of all his efforts. Those don't go waste. So this deer was enlightened deer. It was not like other deers always searching for grass. It just led a secluded life, ekanta life, and soon it completed the life of a deer, dead, and the Jiva took birth in the family of a Brahmin in Angirasa clan, Gotra, and this child was enlightened right from birth. So the child did not try to add to his karma. He just didn't do anything. He just didn't initiate any action. He just left everything at its own. He never put in any effort. He never resisted anything. He didn't want to get trapped once again. He had already lost and had to become a deer. So he just led an inert life, jada, a lifeless life. So he was called Jada Bharat, inert, lifeless Bharat. Material, only just a material without the life, Jada. The family members were worried in the initial stage, then they became irritated. They wanted him to take up works. His brothers took him to the fields, agricultural fields, asked him to drive away the birds and protect the crop. Driving away the birds was a different. He just invited the birds. He was so compassionate, he was so pure. It is not easy for a squirrel or a parrot to sit on your shoulders. It is not easy. They get frightened. But when they are assured that you are a noble soul, you are not going to do a bit of least of harm to it, then they take liberties and start sitting on your shoulders, your leg, your heads, your lap. And Bharat was that. So he was always surrounded by birds. So many birds on his body. The brothers found that and they said, he cannot drive the bird on his body. How is he to drive away the birds in the field? So they drove away this child, this boy. Then took pity on him, gave him one more work. They wanted him to level the ground, the agricultural field, adjacent agricultural field. Gave him that plough, that pickaxe. He dug and dug. He was so just doing it without any thought. He dug a whole well and the mud, that soil that he removed, became a mountain. The brothers were so irritated, they drove him away. They never tried to correct him. He was not even given food as is given to a child, a family member. The food was thrown at him as if he was a dog, but he was not affected. His inner self was an entirely different world. Brahmalina. He was engrossed in Brahma. He saw Brahma in every creature. Then he was driven away from the family. He was seated under a tree, but he looked healthy, very healthy and youthful body he had, doing nothing. He was seated under a tree. There was the king. He passed that route. He had his palanquin. He was seated inside the palanquin, and the 4 assistants lifted the palanquin and were carrying the king. Now one of those 4, he said, I have a problem with my shoulder, so I can no more lift this. I am in pain. So he resigned, quit the job. Then the king ordered the other 3 to look for the 4th assistant. Anyone on the road who can do that. So these 3 went in search and found this youthful Bharat, who was called Jada Bharat. They asked him to come and do the work. He was just without emotions. He just sat on. Then they lifted him and took him to the king and gave the palanquin on his shoulder. He just did not react, as if he was a statue, and he started lifting the palanquin. They all started moving. But this, who looked youthful, with an agile body, with a strong body, the inner world was different. He was engrossed in Brahma. He saw Brahma in every creature, everywhere in this world. So, even a small ant on the road, he would just jump and cross it. Small creatures, he would jump, take a jump and cross. He jumped, and the palanquin was disturbed, and the king inside jumped, and his head took the hit from the top of the palanquin. 2 or thrice, he let it happen, but he was enraged, and he gave a kick to this 4th Jada Bharat. The palanquin was stopped. This Jada Bharat, who was silent all these moments, he never spoke a word. Now he opened his mouth and uttered his first word. He says to the king, what is it that makes you so arrogant? What is it that makes you feel you are someone so special? What is that which boosts your ego? This power, the position, the kingship with all these assistants, and all these are temporary. These are not the final and permanent ones. You should go in search for the permanent, that which is eternal, not the temporal. Then there was a conversation. The king realized that this was a wise man, not just a laborer. Then there was a conversation, and this Jada Bharat in due course merged, became one with Brahma and attained moksha, liberation. That was the story of the travel of King Bharat to Jada Bharat. A very insightful story. I conclude it for the day. We'll continue with fresh batch of stories from tomorrow. Om Tat Sat. Namaste to all.